Hey guys, UrbanSuburban here again. Another quick knife testing video for you, or maybe not so quick, we'll see. This time, it'll show up in the shadows here. This is my SOG Seal Pup Elite in my Armor Sheaths Kydex sheath with the ferro rod holder. You guys have seen this before, but I haven't tested this knife on camera. So that's the plan today. See if this SOG knife, which is obviously designed and marketed as a tactical knife, how it would work for bushcrafting. So I'm going to process down this log here. As you can see, the blade spans it, but not by a whole lot. Process this down and start it on fire. So we'll get started here. Of course, one of the issues with this knife is the cutting edge starts, I don't know, ½ inch, 3/4 of an inch from the edge of the handle. So as I didn't do there, you got to take that into consideration when you're lining this thing up, because you want all cutting edge lined up with where you're going to be batoning. There we go. It's got a pretty acute tip being a clip point. We'll see how that works. I'm not sure if I'm going to end up snapping that tip off or what. It's definitely going to chew up the baton. But let's see. I think I hit a knot right off the hop here, because that does not want to budge. Start over here. There we go. I think I must have picked the knottiest piece of birch I could find. Now obviously, this would never be my only knife out in the bush. If I was doing any sort of extended stay, I would pair something like this up with my RTAC 2, which is a fantastic batoner, large bladed survival knife. But we're seeing how this will do. There's that knot in there that I keep hitting. Again, this obviously isn't the best platform either, but it's what I got to work with right now. So Alright, So far, that's the heavy work, and that tip is still good. There was a couple times there when I was spanning broader lengths and pounding just on the last quarter-inch of this tip, and it held up good. Now, it beat the crap out of the baton, obviously, but it's easy enough to get another baton. Way easier than replacing a knife. But, so if you use it properly, avoid the knots if possible, and take off manageable sized bites, it worked pretty good. Not too bad. Now we'll take some of these, process them down a little farther before we try and light a fire here, and see what we can get going. Alright, sweet. Good stuff. Now, feather sticking. So far so good. I'll take that. Nice thick handle. It's hard, but with all that texture, it's grippy, and it's broad enough, rounded off, that it's quite comfortable. No real pressure points or hot spots, even bearing down for this feather sticking baton. I wasn't getting a lot of shock in my hand. So far so good, without a doubt. Alright, good enough. We're not going to start a big fire here. And from the other video I just shot here, I know that there's enough moisture in this wood that I'm probably going to need a little bit of birch bark to get this going, at least quickly. So, process a little birch here. Just about take my finger off. Wouldn't that be a great video? Alright. Got some of these smaller sticks ready. Now I have played with this knife a little bit at home, just testing it on the old ferro rod, seeing how it throws sparks. So it's not going to be any surprise to me how it works, but may or may not be to some other people who aren't all that familiar with it. Now obviously, like I said, this is designed and marketed obviously as a tactical blade by SOG, and I mean that's what it is, and I think it would be absolutely superb at that. But today I'm testing it out more in a bushcrafting function. Because to me, other than the real acuteness of that tip there, with that clip point, this would be a fantastic bushcraft knife. You got a really comfortable handle, blade length is just about perfect. You even got jimping all along the spine here for rasping notches or something like that. You got, I guess, a bit of a thumb ramp here, and even a little bit of a finger choil here, although I'm probably not in frame here, but it's a little small. I don't know, I'd be a little nervous putting my finger there, but you can put your thumb up there for bearing down, doing some finer stuff. I don't know, I think it would be a pretty decent bushcraft knife that you would flex into a tactical use as well. Here's that ferro rod that I have in the armor sheath. I did a video on the wrap I did on that handle there. And now, as I was just talking about this thumb ramp here, nice curved point on the spine there. It's got perfect 90-degree edges on there for striking a ferro rod, and the curvature on it matches nice too. It gives you extra surface area that you're striking rather than one tiny little flat spot hitting it, and throws sparks like no one's business. It's perfect, even on this little rod. Of course, aiming them where you want them to go, that's a whole another matter. Or, as always, there we go. Little feathers on there. Uh-oh. A little premature there, I think. Well, that's easy enough. So I almost take my finger off again. As you can see, I just brushed my fingernail. I cut a layer off a fingernail there, so as you can see, after all that batoning and everything, still plenty sharp. No issues there. No issues there at all. There we go. Well, we do this. A little more birch bark going. Come on, there we go. Now we'll start throwing all that on. You can hear even the birch bark's snapping and popping away. I think we're going to be good now, boys. My smaller curls I never even bothered with. There we go. And once again, I'm not planning on building a big fire here. Just want to make sure that I can call it a sustainable fire, which I think we're right on the verge of here already. So we'll give you a close-up of the knife here again, let you guys see that getting that going, processing that wood down. This blade is none the worse for wear. I mean, we got some scorch marks here from the fire steel that'll all wipe off. Obviously, on the coating here, there's going to be some marks, but nothing you can do about that. That just shows it's being used. edge still feels perfect. That tip, if it'll focus on there, perfect. No damage to that tip whatsoever after pounding on it while trying to baton. Happy with the handle, very grippy, even though it's a hard handle, but grippy, rounded off edges so there's no hot spots. Perfect spot here on the spine for striking a ferro rod, works excellent. And again, I can't say enough about these armor sheaths from Armor Sheaths on eBay. Fantastic, very well priced, and he makes them for a number of models of knives now, different manufacturers. Contact him if you don't see something on the eBay site that fits the model knife you want. Send him a message, find out, maybe he'll make it, maybe he just doesn't have any listed right then, or maybe he'll make it for you custom, who knows. And that ferro rod loop working perfectly for me, so very happy, fantastic. I'd call that a fire, and we'll call that a day. So UrbanSuburban here, guys, signing off. Take care, we'll talk to you soon.